Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham Daily News and Update Show, the Breakfast Club for Monday, November 24th. It is the 24th of November. It is the holiday week here in the United States. It is Thanksgiving week, and so we're just army crawling through it, but we have two games this week, so excited about that. We have a Wednesday game. That is Blackout Wednesday, if you know, you know, and on Saturday, Bristol City and then Blackburn Rovers. But today is a Monday, and it is a news day, and the adults are firing up a half of a work week, kind of, sort of, kind of, maybe-ish, my God. And we got Wrexham news. We got Wrexham transfer news today, which is... just out of the blue. I'm sure you guys and gals had this guy on your radar. And we also have some Ryan Hardie news. And I suspect when there's smoke, there's fire here. But anyways, thank you for coming in. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the Local Pundit if you haven't already. And please, please, please become a member if you haven't already, because it helps keep the channel going. And that's why you get content every single day on this, sometimes 3-4 shows a day. But hopefully everyone's having a good Monday. Let me know how you're doing. We got some stuff coming here from a tier one reporter, Peter O'Rourke, about a possible January signing. I mean, I'm like tier 13, 14, tier 1. We have a tier 1 coming in here. So this is good news. Nicky D's up in the house. What's up, dude? How are you? Why is everything all screwed up? This is what happens when you go away and I touch buttons and touching the buttons. Anyway, Nicky's here. Chris, Mike Head, hola peeps. Leaping Sarah's here. Broadhead 2.0. I don't know. And hi, Sarah. Chris, is Nicky D. And hey, all. Love getting ugly point way. Let's get some home wins this week. It was the ugliest fucking point of all time. Sorry, Mom. I apologize for that. What's up, Esteban? I hate what they did with the names here. All right. You don't want to hear to me cuss and moan all day, but here is the news of the day. So Peter O'Rourke is saying out there on his X account that ambitious Wrexham have joined the chase for Angers teenage sensation Sidiki Cherif, if I'm saying that correctly, I hope I am, and could make a record-breaking offer for the forward in January as they look to steal a march on a number of Premier League clubs. Yes, everyone had this guy on their radar. Oh, of course you did. Of course you did. I did a little bit of research. Yeah, I went and did a little research today on him, and I found him on FOTMob. Here he is right there. He is a forward. He is 6'1". He's 18 years old. He's 18 years old. He plays on the left wing. Wears the number 11. He's right footer. He's French. I don't know if he's international, maybe an under 19. But he has started 9 of 13 matches. He scored 3 goals, no assists. He's played 651 minutes so far this season. Listen, I like the profile of the player. I don't know much about him, but I like the profile of the player. FOTMob says that, and then the transfer market says he's 2 million pounds. Now they're talking about 17 million pounds will get him out of there. That's a big gap there. If my math is mathing, 17 and 2 are way off. 17 and 2 are way off. So listen, I'm just happy to be in the conversation with an 18-year-old striker that is could possibly come in and do some bits. Now I will. Let me look over here. He has no assists. 2 million. I don't know where they got that here, because over here on Football League World, and I'm sorry, I'm jumping around trying to get rid of all this crap here. 18-year-old forwards, Sidiki Cherif from Angers, upcoming January transfer window, but they face stiff competition from Premier League clubs, and we do have to smash our record fee to do it. Well, do it. Get her done. I think some of the teams in here are... I thought I saw Newcastle. Here it is. There it is. The youngster is valued at 17 million pounds, League One Angers. So Angers is League One side. So the French league is a fucking joke. They have awesome players in there, but it's only won by one team every single year, and it makes it a goddamn joke. That's PSG. But there's so much talent in that league, they just can't knock off PSG. But there's unbelievable talent around there. So obviously they're talking about the 10 million we spent on Nathan Broadhead. That's bonuses. The 17 million is probably what it would be with add-ons and everything like that. I don't know what it would take to get him out of there, but Newcastle United, Sunderland, Fulham are all looking for him as well. Can we pull this off? I'm going to pull this down because that is ugly. Can we pull this off? Now, I don't know. I don't know. Here's my thing. I'm happy to be in the conversation. We do not have a player like him. The closest thing I think we have for a player like him is a Nathan Broadhead. Parkinson doesn't use Nathan Broadhead a lot, if ever, at all, so far. So where does this guy got to fit in? He's 18, 6'1", got pace, power, speed. I watched maybe about 5 minutes of his videos. Listen, you can watch 5 minutes of anyone's YouTube videos and think they're phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. But I like the profile. I like that we're in the conversation. Can we pull it off? We shall see. What say all of you? Newcastle and Sunderland want him. Yes, I know. He plays left wing or as a striker. Yep, again. 17 million for 3 goals. That's wild. I don't think 17 million will do it. Hashtag save Max. Max needs to save himself. Max needs to save himself. Yep. Turbo. I know it's Carol. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. But listen. I look at this and I want talent like this to come to Wrexham. I do. I think within the next, if we don't get promoted this season, I think we'll win the league next season. I said that the other day. And we need talent like this, 18 years old. But that said, it doesn't really fit the mold of what Parkinson does. It doesn't really fit the mold of what Parkinson does. It just doesn't. I mean, you look at Broadhead. Broadhead's the example. I'm not shitting on this. I'm not saying Peter O'Rourke's wrong. I hope he's right. I hope we bring this talent in. But you got to play him. You got to get him on the pitch to do so. You got to put him in positions to actually go and make a difference for the squad, and so we can get things over the line. And that would listen. Parkinson has evolved. He has evolved in how he. I know he didn't evolve in the last game, which I thought was which I thought was the most brutal I watch ever of a football team like watching for enjoyment. Yes, I like the point away, and actually they're talking about it in the chat right now. But we don't really play expansive football like that. And if we can get a player like that in, be fantastic. But he's got to fit into the system. He's got to fit into the mold. He's got to want to have to play. Our criterion and what we have coming into the club, what Parkinson wants on the pitch and in the clubhouse, is different from flashy, showy. It's all gas, no brakes, of grit. That's what it is. And fine with it. If it gets us promoted, great. If it gets us promoted, great. I think that the levels of what the club and Parkinson and what they want to do is different from, okay, doesn't have to look good, Sean Dyche it up, park the bus, get in there, get the point, get away. At the end of the season, we did play a little bit more expansive. But getting a signing like this, Sidiki Cherif at 17 million pounds, I don't think it's that much. I think that's a little bit bloated, in my opinion. If they had him at 2 million on the other side, and you're right, who said it in there? 17 million for 3 goals already. He's 18 years old, so you got to give him credit. He's 18 years old. Nikki D says, I really enjoy watching us piss teams off to the point of frustration play and silent crowds. The Wrexham supporters are only the ones singing at the ends. Yet, Esteban, you are good. Everyone's entitled to their opinion about how they watch and support, but that was a scrappy point away. I'm so glad it didn't pay to watch on iFile. You are very lucky not to do that. But let's stick on task here. The French league is decent, but there's loads of flops, and there as well. Yes, I think Jemba came from the French league as well. Kind of slightly better Dutch league. Yes, there is a lot of talent there. They just hoover it up. They hoovered up. Half says, I doubt we'll get him. Okay, that's possible. I mean, I doubt we'll get him too, but it's good to be in a conversation with players like this. And 17 million pounds, Christ, that's insane. 17 million, and people say we pay too much for stand-up. There's no way that guy's going to be 17 M's, guys. Won't pretend I know anything about this player, but Wrexham needs to add depth and of talent, however it comes about. I kind of agree with that too. I kind of agree that we need to get a little bit. We need to get depth for sure. It's evident right now with our injuries, and we don't have like a flair player. Parkinson, the closest thing to the flair player is Broadhead, and he doesn't play him. Or Issa Kabore, and he's injured all the time at this point, or he's injured right now. That's a quote unquote flair player. We don't have that wide, expansive player. I'm not saying this guy is, but he got pace and power. One of the knocks on him is that he doesn't know he gets offside a lot. As a striker, you want to be able to hold that line. But he has everything else. He's got power, he's got pace, he's got speed, he's good in the air, left foot, right foot, even dominantly right. Love to get that player. Totally different striker than what Parkinson plays up front, i.e., the big guy up front. Kiefer Moore. By the way, we have no update on Kiefer Moore at this point. There's been no update on Kiefer Moore and his injury, Kakache as well, but no update so far. As soon as we do, we'll get it. Premier League clubs will take them. We'll take them before we get them. Habs, I mean, that's just kind of lazy conversation there. That he's just going to go to the Premier League clubs, what, to sit on the bench? That's kind of a lazy conversation. It's kind of a lazy take. It really is. You know, they should get him, but just to flat out say, they're going to get him because they're going to get him. You never know, man. You never know. Someone will buy in. Players will buy in. Do you want to go sit in the bench at Fulham? Do you want to sit in the bench he's never going to get on Newcastle. You know, maybe do you want to develop him? Whatever they're going to do, they're going to send him in a second tier. There's guys on Newcastle's bench that never get any minutes. That guy's not going to go to Newcastle if he's ambitious at 18 and just go sit on the bench. I mean, go play somewhere. That's what I would do. But lazy take. There's loads of players just like this so far less money. Yeah, but are they good? And I don't know how good this player is either. If he spots this player either. Okay. Looks a talent. However, this sort of player is far from Parkinson signing. It's untrue. Far from a Parkinson signing. No, I agree. He is not a Parkinson guy. He is not a Parkinson guy. But hey, Parkinson has evolved. Maybe he can evolve too. Although I haven't seen that evolution bringing on a broadhead for sure. My suggestion is look to South America or Japan. Maybe. Prem teams can afford the risk. You shouldn't be risking that much on a player like this. I don't think 17 will do it. I think it's going to be lower. Tommy's in the house. Esteban agrees with Habs. We need Danny Rojas of our own. Football is life. You know. Chris says, I think we got our own expensive pen kicker after this season. Fingers crossed. I hope so. How many pens do we have this season? 2? We don't get penalties. We don't get the fucking ball in the box. There's better quality in Brazil and Argentina or Japan. Go down to Brazil. There's talent like this all over the park. Look at Esteban. It's fantastic talent. This screams lazy journalism to throw Wrexham at any player. Makes no sense for a team or the money at the position. Well, if he's going to play him up front, if he's going to play him up front. Now, there's a caveat to this because there's another article here as well. There's another article here as well that I've been saying, and I'm going to circle this. I'm going to get to the chat too because the chat is chatting. I appreciate that. And I've been saying this. I don't know if this is spot on, but I've been saying this. Ryan Hardie transfer twist emerges as Wrexham AFC. 1 in, 1 out, maybe 1 in, 1 out. So Ryan Hardie is considering a swift exit from the Stoke Terrace in pursuit of regular first-team football, following a difficult start to life with Parkinson's side. So I'm going to pull this down, but I would not be surprised. Would not be surprised if Ryan Hardie takes off and leaves. And it says difficult there. He doesn't play him. He doesn't fancy him. He doesn't play him. Maybe he likes him as a person, a player. We brought him in early in the transfer window. He doesn't play him. And this could be a problem that we could be getting to with Parkinson, getting high-class talent higher up the leagues, and for lack of a better word, ego, playing time, things like that. I'm not saying that he's doing it wrong, but players want to play. Right now, Ryan Hardie is in the prime of his career, I guess I would say. No, maybe not prime. Is he 28, 29? How old is Ryan Hardie? Somebody let me know how Ryan Hardie is. But, he was a starter last season at Plymouth Argyle, we got him in for £700,000. He's got a 3-year deal. Maybe it's a loan, but, he's 28 years old. At 28 years old, you're at the peak of your powers, pretty much. Maybe 25, 26, 27, 28. Going and now sitting on the bench at Wrexham and watching and not making the bench, that is a full stop. That is a full stop. So I could see this happening. I said it a couple weeks ago. It was our first summer signing. I think he, for lack of a better word, is surplus to requirements. Parkinson. Not everyone's going to buy into. Yeah, I'll sit on the bench and be part of the club because I'm happy to be here. At 28 years old, I would hope that he would want to go out and play. He's played 167 minutes so far in the championship. That's nothing. That's a game and that's a game and a half, basically. That's not enough to keep talent on the bench, especially when you're a striker and you want to get out and play, anyone for that matter. So I'm not saying it's going to be swap in for Cherif and Hardie going out, but Ryan Hardie to leave for me on my meter, it's high. It's high. It's high. More aware out soon. He's in his 30s now, unfortunately. Well, we need someone to come in, and I don't know. Listen, Sam Smith put a shift in, but he didn't put any goals in. So we shall see. Sunderland need a backup because a lot of their players are going to the AFCON. That's true. Yeah, he'd end up loaned to the Championship of League One, team away by talking about Sidiki too. John Merrill says, depends on his ambition, Josh. If Newcastle, back to Sidiki Cherif, but if Newcastle say, here's 30K a week, he might happily set the reserve team. We don't know players' desires. That's true. Very true. Hey, yo, just got here. What's up, Free Pugs? What's up, Free Pugs? What do you think about the Ryan Hardie situation there? What do you see? What do you think about that? Do you think Ryan Hardie's going to go? I think so. I could see that happen. I could see it happening early. I don't know. Goes on to say it appears that Hardie was unhappy with his current situation at the Stoke Eros and has been usurped by the late window arrival of 7-goal forward more. Yeah, usurped, by the way. Usurped, sorry. But yeah, I can listen, taking away what we can bring in. I see Ryan Hardie leaving. I think the Connor Cody thing might go also too. But there's gonna be some movement in January. So expect that. What's up, Hip Karma? How you doing? Good morning to you. And Hardie probably needs to leave for the better of his career. I think that's what it comes down to, John. I think you're 100% correct. I think it's one of those, yeah, he signed a 3-year deal. He came in early. And I wouldn't feel bad about it. You know, he's going to go off and go play. Let him go play football. You know, it's like holding on to your ex, you know, when they don't want to be with you. Let him go. Let him go. You know, let him go. If they come back, it's meant to be. He ain't coming back. Just like Paul Mullen. He ain't fucking coming back. He's gone. He's done his bits here. He's gone. It was Paul's choice to leave, and good on him. Go play football, you know. Alex says our formation kills our forward momentum. We always get stretched in the back. No support. We need to figure this out. That's Alex. It's a shout there. That's a shout there. You know, I particularly don't like the style of play that we play. It is not fun to watch. It's enjoyable, I would say. Fun, enjoyable, same thing. At the end of the day, it is entertainment. But I understand why we don't play it. Like, again, going away to Ipswich, getting a good point away, a scrappy point away. You know, like Esteban likes to piss off other teams, and like it's not great. It's not great football to watch. Like everyone, like even Jose Mourinho when he was with Chelsea when he was crushing it. It was ugly fucking football. But they got the results. And the results are everything that matters. So I guess being selfish, sitting here with all of you and watching the games with all of you, going to matches and being, you know, someone who consumes every single minute of football of Wrexham, you know, sometimes that's how it is. Win ugly sometimes too. But there you go. Would be a fantastic loan for a promotion challenging League One side in January. I think he's talking about Hardie. You know about Hardie, I believe, John. And Sean says, Chris, it tends to be it depends on the position. I think wingers peak earlier, around 24 and 25. Center halves normally peak around the late 20s. Yes, they do. And this is talking about Hardie again at his age of 28. It's prime age for football player, lower than for basketball in the U.S. football. It feels like football players' prime is 24, 25. Basketball, I mean, listen, basketball's a little different. Michael Jordan, you know, I think hit his stride at 24, 25, maybe something like that, but also played until like 32. I mean, that was what, 30 years ago? Medicine's better. You know, goalkeepers can go on till they're 40 years old if they need to. But yeah, I think it all just depends on the sport and the body and how you look at Wayne Rooney, for fuck's sake. Wayne Rooney's been retired for how long? Look at Wayne Rooney and then look at Cristiano Ronaldo, who played in the same team. You know, something like that. Sunderland is more likely a candidate for Sidiki. Sunderland are very, very good. Very, very good. I like Sunderland. They've done very well. I'll give you that. Hey, everyone. The Wrexham January silly season starting already. It is starting on November 24th. By the way, happy birthday to my friend Jablonski, and big shout out to another birthday to Julian. Both today is their birthdays. So awesome. Let me see. Donna says, and Elliot Lee may not be on the roster with his surgery, so that leaves potential 3 openings: Hardie and Cody. Elliot Lee will not be on the roster. It would be. I almost think it was a mistake for him to actually. I know they registered him because, well, I think I would have registered Fletch instead of him. By the way, I know he retired, but Elliot Lee's not getting anywhere near that pitch. And I love Elliot Lee. I think he's a good player. Just not. We've just kind of outgrown him at his age. I think he should go play football too. But he's going to have a tough time getting in our squad on the bench. Hap says the Ipswich match style of play we used isn't our normal style of play. We've played aggressive most of the season. The Ipswich match was a display of a lack of depth. He went there for a point. Went to the grind, baby, grind. Chris, John says he's 42. He's not reached his prime yet either. There you go. Well, good for you. You're channeling your inner Dennis from Always Sunny Philadelphia. Okay, that's the news right now that we have going on. The Cherif signing could be very interesting. Let's keep an eye on this. It's going to start silly season. Just want to bring him back up there too. Sidiki Cherif, there he is, number 11, $2 million. If we get, honestly, if he's £2 million, pay it right now. If he's £2 million, pay it right now. Don't think that'll happen, but pay it right now. But that's the news that's going on right there. Also too, moving forward, this is kind of like side note off the field news, but Wrexham announced award success for CEO Michael Williamson. Michael Williamson has been named Football Industry Leader of the Year at the Football Industry Awards. There you go. Good on him. He says, this is a quote from him. He says, this is really an award for the entire club, every player, every member of the coaching and medical team, all staff, and all supporters who saw us through the years of highs and lows last season. Most of all of it is an award for the entire community as we are continuing this journey together. Well, that's a great shot right there. So Michael Williamson right there with, I think that's the owner of, is that your owner, guys? Birmingham City owner right there too? Yeah, at the turf. Looks like it. Yeah, there it is. So that's kind of a kick in the you know what's like he's got it next to the other owner. I don't know. Anyway, Michael Williamson wins the Global Football Industry Award. Good for him. But listen, we got a game on Wednesday, on Blackout Wednesday. Yes, on Blackout Wednesday. If you know, you know. And then Thanksgiving on Thursday, Friday, nothing, and it's Saturday back on there too. So it's going to be a busy week for everybody. But I hope everyone who is in the States and around the world does enjoy some time with their families. It's very important to do that and always rest and enjoy yourself. So good on you. And but we got 2 games this week. Later on today, we got Champ Chat too. Champ Chat is back. There's a lot of conversation. Champ Chat going to happen today. I think John is on with him. If I'm not mistaken, so that should be fun. But I'll be back tomorrow with the WREXfast Club. If anything breaks or anything happens, we'll be here. So thanks all for coming in. And on that bombshell, see y'all soon.